So Donald Trump delivered a completely bizarre and self-congratulatory and very deranged graduation speech at West Point over the weekend. It was riddled with failed applause lines, but most notably, at one point, Donald Trump visibly struggled to raise a glass of water to his mouth and later struggled to walk down a ramp, almost having to be helped down the ramp by a member of the military. Now, I'm going to show you the video and we're going to talk about it, but this is as much a story about right-wing hypocrisy as it is a story about Donald Trump's cognitive and physical state. If Joe Biden did 20% of what Trump did at this speech over the weekend, it would be a week of Fox News and OAN agit trash about Joe Biden has dementia, with Judge Janine bringing in someone whose cousin's girlfriend once went to medical school to say that Joe Biden is unfit to lead. If this was Hillary, it would be Hillary Parkinson's times 10 all over again. And yet here they are pretending like there's just nothing to see here other than so-called Trump derangement syndrome. And by the way, Trump derangement syndrome is a term that the right has developed to not have to address criticisms of Donald Trump. You say something about Trump, you have Trump derangement syndrome. It's a way to stop conversation. So first of all, at one point during the speech, Donald Trump goes to drink water, picks up a glass with his right hand, brings it about 80% of the way to his lips. His right hand seemingly could go no higher. He tries moving his mouth down to bring it down enough to get to the glass, couldn't do it, and eventually uses his left hand to very strangely pull the glass towards his mouth and tilt it. It wasn't clear if the problem was with Trump's right arm, with his hand-eye coordination. We just have no idea. But this is not a normal way to drink water, and it's the second time, at least, that we've seen Donald Trump bizarrely drink water in this way. Then the other sort of most notable moment during the speech was Trump descending the ramp at the end of the speech, very gingerly, carefully, like he was about to fall over, very strange. And then he took a sort of hop step at the bottom of the ramp, which he later described as jogging down the last 10 feet, which we'll get to. You'll also notice that the officer gesturing for Trump to leave the stage and then walking next to him implies that the officer was briefed ahead of time. Stay with Trump going down the ramp. So again, we've seen Trump come off of Air Force One, sometimes with the help of an aide. We've seen various versions of this. He just doesn't look stable when he's walking here. So is this the most important thing going on right now? It's not. But again, if this was Joe Biden, it would be a week on right-wing media about how this proves Biden simply cannot be president. It's also aggravated and becomes more interesting by Trump immediately lying about it. Trump tweeting, quote, "The ramp that I descended after my West Point commencement speech was very long and steep." Now, it's not very steep. Had no handrail, and most importantly, was very slippery. It was a sunny day. It was totally dry. There's not really any reason why it would be slippery, and people who were there said it was not slippery. And then Trump saying, the last thing I was going to do is fall for the fake news to have fun with. Final 10 feet, I ran down to ground level. That's also a lie. Trump sort of took a two-step hop. He did not run 10 feet. So it always attracts more attention and is worse when Trump starts lying about it. There's also a tweet for everything with Trump. Trump once criticized Barack Obama for how he would walk out of Air Force One, tweeting in 2014 that, quote, Obama should stop running down the stairs when getting off Air Force One. Doesn't look presidential, and at some point he will take a fall. Never happened. And by the way, we have video of Barack Obama on the same ramp that Trump was on. Obama certainly looking very, very spry. Nothing to sneeze at there. So this is all very weird, and we don't really have an explanation, which I'll get back to. The speech was also filled with a ton of really other weird moments. Trump at one point attempting to talk about former President Ulysses S. Grant. He called him Ulysses a couple of times.
Vision we lead. We need you to carry on the spirit of the great General Ulysses S. Grant.
That's weird. Then also struggling with the name Douglas MacArthur, seemingly saying MacArthur, really just multiple times.
We need you to be as bold and determined as the immortal General Douglas MacArthur, who knew that the American soldier never ever quits. After leaving the Philippines for Australia at a low point of the Pacific War in 1942, MacArthur famously vowed, "I shall return."
And then maybe the most cringeworthy moment was Trump's failed applause line when he mentioned the 245th birthday of the Army and paused and looked around. It was complete crickets. And then Trump decided to bring up his own birthday. I mean, this is real cringe.
Tomorrow, America will celebrate a very important anniversary, the 245th birthday of the United States Army. Unrelated, going to be my birthday also. I don't know if that happened by accident. Did that happen by accident, please? But it's a great day because of that Army birthday.
So a absolutely embarrassing speech. Now, as far as the medical stuff, Trump couldn't lift a glass of water with his right arm. He seemed when he was walking down that ramp that he was kind of favoring his left side. If someone wanted to speculate about what's going on and that there seems to be a left-right issue here, you would start thinking about stroke. Remember that he was taken on short notice to Walter Reed Hospital that time. They lied and said, oh, he decided to get a jump on his 2020 physical. That was back in 2019. Totally not believable. You start to imagine, because they don't fill in the details, maybe there's something going on here that could be stroke related. Now, remember, it's speculative. We don't know. And the important thing to remember is if it were Biden, they would be saying this video is proof that Biden should be dropping out of the race. Really, really crazy stuff. Privacy.com is one of our sponsors, and they're giving you $5 just for using their free service at privacy.com/Pakman. Privacy is a service I've been using for a while now. I love it. It saves me a bunch of headaches. It's completely free, and it's very quick to set up. And here's how it works. When you pay for something online or over the phone, instead of exposing your real credit card number, Privacy lets you generate virtual card numbers. The payments are withdrawn from your checking account, but your real card number stays completely private, and you do it all with one click. You can autofill the card number in your web browser, on the phone. You can create 12 virtual cards a month. You can set spending limits, freeze them, delete them whenever you want. I especially love it for free trials where you need to give a credit card number, because I can destroy the virtual card number as soon as I give it to the company, and I know I won't be charged in the future. If you're ordering food over the phone, why do I need to give a restaurant my real card number if I don't have to? Companies don't have to know who you are. Your real credit card number is protected from the data breaches that happen, unfortunately, more often than we would like, and it's completely free. They do have a paid version with different tiers where you can create more virtual credit card numbers per month, cashback rewards, extra security features. But go ahead and sign up for the free service. It's a no-brainer. Companies can't charge you unexpectedly. You're protected from identity theft. It costs you nothing. And Privacy is giving you $5 to spend just for signing up when you go to privacy.com/Pakman.